Share your wins in the chat, please. You are here. That's amazing. Share your wins. What is going right today? Again, you're here. That's a win right away, and we want to celebrate everything. So please share your wins while I get my tech set up here. How is everyone on this Saturday? It actually finally feels like spring might be coming. How are you doing? And you could unmute and say your win if you want to. We're a small group. Some of you are unmuted. How are you doing? Let me know. Joanne said, ready to be reminded. Okay, great. Happy to do that. What else? Who else? Tell me what is going right. You're here. I'm challenging you. What is going right? It's so important. How are you doing? I am going to share my screen, waiting for you to share those wins. All right, there we go. So, you know what we celebrate, we integrate. So I really encourage you all to share those wins, please. Julianne, I put this meeting on the calendar and made it a priority. I am so glad. I'm really glad you're here. It means a lot. That's amazing. Go you. All right. We're going to do a little mindful pause. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stop, drop, and breathe time. So I encourage you all to place your hands over your heart center. This brings you into the parasympathetic state. It'll slow your heart rate down. When you place your hands over your heart, you are releasing oxytocin into your system, which is so powerful. It's like giving yourself a hug. So gently closing your eyes and take a nice slow deep breath in through your nose and exhaling twice as long. And again, nice deep breath in through your nose and exhaling twice as long. Coming into this moment and this breath right now. Letting go of everything that happened before you got to this call. And not worrying about what's coming next, just breathing. So making those slow exhales twice as long as your inhales. And remembering every breath is a chance to begin again. You are the blue sky, and everything else is just some weather moving through. And then gently, slowly, when you're ready, opening your eyes, coming back to the call. Great. Thank you for doing that with me. Okay, so just notice for a second how you feel, right? We just took 1 minute to breathe. And if you did it with me, please share in the chat. How are you feeling before we did the breathing? And how are you feeling now? And can you see a difference in your energy, in your nervous system, in your connection with your body? Can you see a difference? And if you can, notice it, share it. What's the difference? Is there a difference in your energy and your mood? Joanne said, I'm calmer. Yeah, great, Joanne. Tracy, more focused. I love it. You know, you want to be here now. You made the commitment to be with me for half an hour. Amazing. Julianne, more present. I love it. I love it. So look at that. 1 minute. It was just a few slow, deep breaths, longer exhales, hands on your heart. You can all do that. It's free. It's with you all the time. You have that as a tool no matter where you are, no matter who you're with. You can always step into the bathroom and take a little breathing break. You can do it in front of people. They won't even know, right? Breathing is always, always with you. And I love this Thich Nhat Hanh quote. Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor. So it doesn't matter what feeling or thought or energy is moving through, that conscious slow breathing can be your anchor, right? Tethering you to now. So I hope you'll use that. All right. And just a little disclaimer, right? I am a coach, not a doctor, not a therapist. So any advice I give here is for coaching purposes only, right? Seek medical assistance if you need it. Tracy, the breath got me through pain pre, during, and now after an adrenalectomy. I am so happy to hear that you're using the breath. I'm sorry that you had a lot of pain, but thank you for sharing how you use breathing to help regulate your nervous system and make probably the pain less intense. Very powerful. Very powerful. Okay, so who am I? If you're not familiar with me, I am a life coach. I am a newly retired teacher. Woo! I am a mindfulness facilitator, a positive neuroplasticity teacher, a very proud mom, a Brooklynite, and a seeker of unexpected urban beauty. I love to go out and find beauty, surprising things, murals, hearts and trees, whatever I can find every time I go outside. Um, okay, so today we're going to be talking about productive discomfort, my favorite kind of discomfort. We're about to be in March. Tomorrow is March 1st, and in my amazing group coaching program, Rewire and Rise, why aren't you in it? Come and join us there. The theme for March is going to be productive discomfort. So I'm going to give you a little taste of what that is and a little taste of my coaching. This whole call actually is a taste of my coaching, right? So productive discomfort is that place where growth, right, is uncomfortable, but it's getting us to what we want, right? Like look at these hikers, they're using this chain, right, to help them. I'm sure it is not easy, but that gorgeous view, they really want it, right? So that is work worth doing. It is that productive discomfort. And it's showing expansion, right? These growth edges for us are our teachers. And when we avoid them, we stay stuck, right? We avoid them for numbing behaviors like overeating, binging, overspending, overscrolling, being on Netflix all the time, yelling, screaming. Whatever we do to avoid an emotion, that is destructive discomfort, right? I always say everything we want is on the other side of an urge, and everything we don't want is on the other side of binging or numbing, right? And so I'm encouraging us all to embrace productive discomfort, right? And we have this great quote from Marcus Aurelius: the impediment to action advances action. Okay, and so what we want to do is own our choice in meeting discomfort, right? We can feel fear and still move forward. Fear is excitement without the breath. So we just use that breath that I started the call with, right? Slow, deep breaths, slow exhales. Remember, fear means you're excited, you're about to grow. It doesn't mean anything has gone wrong. It usually means Murray is coming, my friend Don't Worry Murray, saying danger, danger, danger. But the truth is, there is no danger. You're just doing something new, you're growing. And as you regulate your body through the techniques I've just shared, right, that regulation will create a sense of safety. And if you own your choice, right, I'm choosing this for important reasons, you can live with the discomfort. So I'm going to ask all of you to answer this question. What would it look like for you to meet discomfort with curiosity instead of fear? Expansion, openness, breath. Think about it. If you're about to do something that is uncomfortable because it's forcing you to grow or encouraging you to grow, what would it look like to meet it with curiosity instead of fear? Please answer. It's so important to, participate. You're here. I want you to think about that question and give me your best guess. You're feeling afraid of something, but you do it anyway, and you breathe, you get curious about it. How would that impact you? Growth begins when we start to accept our own weaknesses, says Jean Vanier. So what do you think? What do you think about this question? All right, I'm going to keep going, but I want you all to think about it. So also, we're trying to rise up at the edge, right? We don't want to go too far beyond our abilities. Tracy, you have no sound. I don't know how to help you with that, Tracy. I'm sorry. You can type in the chat though, like you're doing. Joanne, I will welcome the growth and recognize I am doing it differently and embracing new results. Exactly. I love that, Joanne. Tracy, just use the chat. The chat works. Right? Um, are you saying you can't hear me or you can't speak? I mean, and logging off, logging on, checking your Zoom settings, that's always good. Go into settings and check the sound. That's important. Very low audio. Yeah, so I would check your sound. Check the volume. Okay, so and is that true for anybody else? Is anyone else finding that my volume is low? Anyone? Let me know if that's the case. Okay, so uh, when we're trying to meet our growth edge, right, we need to be brave. Murray's going to be screaming his head off, and we need to breathe and do it anyway, right? So when we do that, we start supporting our resilience. We strengthen our resilience, right? We start to see, oh, look what I just did. Go me. I can do this, right? And all this growth is happening because we're going to the edge, right? So think about this question also. Who do you become when you face that edge, right? Who do you become? You do not have to be fearless. Doing it afraid is just as brave, right? You can feel the fear and do it anyway. So I want you to think about that. Who do you become when you face that edge? When you have discomfort, but you go for what you want anyway, right? And again, for March in Rewire and Rise, we're going to learn how to stay present with discomfort and choose growth anyway, which I encourage all of you to do. Joanne said, I create the identity I want. Yes. And then do it again and again. Yes, yes, yes. I love that, Joanne. So good. So good. Okay. So just going to talk for a minute about how you can work with me, right? You're here, right? So you can go to juliemancoaching.com. And that's where you can sign up for one-on-one coaching with me. And you can also learn more about Rewire and Rise group coaching, which I really, if you're not in the group, why not? Get there. I do weekly live coaching tomorrow, every Sunday, rain or shine, snow or fall at 10 a.m. And also, you get written coaching from me, written support from me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our private forum. We use an amazing platform called Collab, which has a wonderful app, free app on your phone. You can access everything there or on the computer. It's a both and it's completely private, very easy to use, beautiful layout. And you get monthly workbooks from me based on the theme each month. You get access to every prior call I've ever done, all of my lessons for the past 6 years. My guided meditations, there are like 55 of them, I think. So it's called Rewire and Rise because we're learning there how to rewire our brains and rise above what no longer serves us. And each month there's a theme that we work towards together. So, like I said, March is going to be about that productive discomfort. So, again, juliemancoaching.com for all the information. And now I'm going to take all coaching questions. So, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and now is your chance to get coaching. You can either unmute or type your question in the chat. Why is it called Rewire and Rise? Because we're learning to rewire neural pathways in our brain and rise above habits that no longer serve us, whatever they are. For every person, it's different. Does that make sense, Joanne? You understand? And you can unmute if you have a question. Who else has questions or wants coaching? You are here. You are here. How can I support you with anything that's coming up for you right now? I love coaching. I am so happy to give you any support you need. And you can either unmute or a small group, plenty of time, or you can type your question in the chat, and maybe you can share, why did you come today? What you came. So what are you here for? How can I support you? Or what questions can I answer for you? I'd love to know. Tracy, did you get your audio working? Seems like you're frozen. And if nobody has coaching, I'll let you go. But if you
No, no, I've just got my audio back. I went back out and went back in again.
okay,
I just had my surgery and now I'm trying to deal with, the pain and the recovery, which is far more than I ever expected because I had some complications that just were not even considered in advance. And so,
wow,
part of the recovery obviously will be nutritionally to get back on track and go beyond even where I was going into surgery. And I'm still just finding it so difficult to really just filter out all of the outside input as to how to go about navigating this recovery in terms of rebuilding and not being able to just really quiet all the ideas and go and figure out what's best for me. It's been so
okay,
many years that
okay,
it's so muddy to figure
okay,
out what it is that's good for
okay.
myself.
So hold on. So a couple of things. So first of all, there's no track. You said get back on track. There is no track. You're on the
Okay.
track. Okay. There's no track. There's no wagon. There's no train. There's no ditch. There's no bus. There's no vortex. None of that. There's just a meal and then another meal and then another meal. And sometimes you like the meals and sometimes you don't. And sometimes you like your choices and sometimes you don't. But that whole concept of I'm on track or I'm off track is a vestige of years and years of dieting. And it's just a bunch of baloney. Okay, there's just life. Life is a journey. Sometimes we like our food choices, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're post surgery and we have pain and our bodies feel weird, and sometimes we're strong. And, it's all just part of a journey. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Hmm.
Okay, so just like really, I mean, I've encouraged you to about this before. Watch your language because language has power. That's the
Hmm.
first thing. Second thing is, I love that, you said it was all muddy. This is my cherry blossom globe. Okay, right? So, like when things are swirling, we don't need to do anything. We put it down and we let it settle. So, Tracy, you told me that you're using the breath to help you manage pain. That's amazing. But are you using the breath to calm your nervous system around food choices and going
No.
within and listening to your inner wisdom? Yeah.
Hmm.
So what we've got is a shaken up snow globe that you keep shaking up. Maybe you're going on Fitspo sites. Maybe you're going here. Maybe you're going there. You said, I can't tune out the noise. Turn the noise off. Turn off all the inputs. Quiet yourself down. Go inside. Put your hands on your heart and breathe. And I want you to write this question down on a piece of paper. If I did know how to nourish myself properly, what would I eat? If I did know how to nourish myself properly for recovery from this surgery, what would I eat? And I will type that in the chat. And I'm just going to put this out to everyone. If I did know, what would I do? Because you already know. You're a very wise, experienced person, okay? But you have to tune out the noise, as you just said. Nobody is in your body except for you. Nobody. And you also know when you're giving yourself a snow job, right? Because I know you have an issue with restriction also. your body needs repair. It needs a lot of adequate nutrition, right? If you're going to be rebuilding a system after it's had the trauma of surgery, it needs a lot of support. It needs rest, it needs fresh air, it needs sunlight, it needs water, and it needs good, nutritious food, whatever that means to you. That answer is going to be different for each person, right? But you're just not letting yourself go within. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So this is that time where I'm going to really ask you, when we get off this call, I want you to sit down someplace comfortable where you feel safe, put on some nice soothing music, close your eyes and just sit there, or be in a position that's comfortable. I know you're post-surgery, so I don't pretend to know what's going to be comfortable physically for you, but
Mhm.
get into a comfortable position, breathe, and remember, I have the answers within me. What are those answers? How can I nourish myself in a way that I love, that loves me back and leaves me full, where I'm not restricting, where I'm not trying to manipulate my body in any way. I'm trying to nourish and repair. You know,
Thank
and
you.
and
Mhm.
Tracy, do you have any children or pets?
No.
Okay. Well, I just want you to imagine a being who you care very much about,
Hmm.
who, is hurting. What kind of support would you give to them? Because I want you giving that to yourself.
Hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, excellent question. Excellent question. Joanne said, please describe what it looks like to decide to not eat because I am not hungry and stop a meal when I am full. I get a sadness when a meal is over, and if I eat too much, I am too full and then regretful. I just love to eat so much and think about it a lot. You can enjoy your meals. You should enjoy your meals. I also have a lot of freedom and I'm not binging anymore. Okay, well, that's amazing. Go you for not binging anymore. That's huge. The freedom is huge. So, Joanne, here's the idea. If you're not binging anymore and you're truly eating adequately, yeah, it's enormous. So, like, you should just be dancing from the rooftops. But what I want to encourage you to do, and this is how I encourage everyone to do, it's really important, Joanne, to be super mindful when you're eating so that you don't blow past the meal. A lot of times, if you're truly eating adequately, okay, so you're not restricting. If you're truly eating adequately and you're blowing past full, you just keep going and going and going, it's because you're not actually giving the meal your full attention, right? So I want you to plate your food, sit in an eating area, look at the food. Before you eat it, breathe, hands on your heart, 3 slow, deep breaths. Get into rest and digest mode and say out loud or silently in your mind, this is plenty of food. This is going to be so satisfying, right? Really, really say that out loud to yourself so that your brain and Murray hear it. I would sit down prior to recovery and Murray would be like, that's not enough food. You need more. You're so fat. What are you doing? More, 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 more. That's not enough. That's too much. So much noise. And I would breathe and I would say, this is plenty of food. This is going to be delicious. And then I would eat and I would breathe and I would keep calming my nervous system and I would chew, 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 chew. And I would really taste the textures, the flavors, all of it. And when I finished my beautiful meal, I would stop and breathe again, and I would say, that hit the spot. I am so satisfied. And I would mean it. So before I got up from the table and moved on to my next task, I would be calm and I would honor the fact that I had nourished myself really well. And then it's go me, I did it. And then you go clean your dishes, put things away, and anything in between that meal and your next meal, just an urge, just an urge. And that's that place where you can embrace that productive discomfort that I was talking about earlier. So, Joanne, let me know if that makes sense. You have which experience? Sorry, I'm not sure when you say that experience, what experience are we referring to? Can you unmute?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally have that experience of enjoying my food and plating it and eating it and just relishing it. I guess there's just that moment of thinking, just that moment when it's over, that, oh God, okay, it's over. Now I'm
Yeah,
gonna
there's
eat
grief.
again. I'm gonna eat again in another
Right,
2 hours. It's no big
right,
deal. So I
right.
am doing really great with that.
Amazing.
I guess
Amazing. But so it's it's
the,
normal that there's grief.
the
It's the end of
mentality
something.
that comes in, and this is the truth, the mentality that comes in is like, God, if only you ate just a little bit less, you might lose those 5 pounds
Okay, well
that are
that's just
annoying.
yeah, but
It's
that's just
sick. I
this.
know. It's
No, it's not
ridiculous.
okay. No, it's not ridiculous and it's not sick, so you can stop that language, okay? But you shouldn't be eating less because the fact that you're binge free and that you're savoring your meals shows me that you're actually healing. And now the next layer is expecting urges to restrict, which is not at all the question that you asked. Okay, so your
Right, right.
question
That's a
belies
different
you.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
it sounds like
correct.
you're not having an issue with your meals. What you're having an issue with is an urge to restrict and the never enough. I'm not thin enough. It's not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You're binge free. You're eating in a way that you love. You relish your meals. You're good. It's time to move on to life. You
That's
got a
so
PhD,
true.
you
Yes.
got a PhD in dieting, and now you can go on and get a PhD in living.
And
So
I
what
do
would
have
you?
that experience too. I live more than I don't.
Great.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
so just
I
stop rewarding that urge
right,
to you when you
right.
expect it, right? I always say expect and allow. We
I
expect and
remember
allow
that. Yeah.
urges to binge and restrict and or beat ourselves up. All of those things. It's just like, oh, of course. Of course my brain is going there because I live
Right.
in this world, but I don't do that anymore. I'm good. My
See,
body's
I said I
good.
just needed that reminder.
It's just, I'm good. You're
Yeah.
good. You're
Yeah.
more
I
than
am.
good.
I
You're
really
doing
am. I'm
great.
very, very good. Yeah.
So woohoo! I
Thank
mean,
you.
go,
Thank
you
you.
go, right?
Thank
Like
you.
that's
Thank you.
awesome and so inspiring for everybody here and anybody listening. So thank you for
Well, I
sharing
hope
this.
so. I hope so. I am binge free and
Woo!
it is terrific. Very huge celebration. Yes,
That's
thank you.
huge. Yeah, well, again, so just expect those urges. You're going to have
Yeah.
urges. You're going to
Yeah.
feel grief. We all feel grief at the end of a meal. First of all, it's like the first time we're sitting down, so we just want to keep going there. And you could put your feet up and continue resting,
That's
right? There's
right. And I do that too.
good. Yay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Amazing. So you're doing it all. Awesome.
Yeah. It's all
Awesome.
good.
It is
Thank
all
you,
good.
Julie.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. So good. All right, everybody, that is time. You came. I would love it if you shared a takeaway in the chat. What is something you're going to take from today's call? What productive discomfort are you going to lean into for March? I would love to know. Share it in the chat. It's really good. You come, you can share what you're going to take with you. Joanne said, feeling great about feeling great. Yes. Amazing, Joanne. Yeah, and just expect those restriction urges because it's just an old tape. Just an old tape. Who else? What is a takeaway? You were here. What are you taking with you? Anyone else? All right. Well, I'm going to say thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for coming out on this Saturday. I do this at the end of each month on the last Saturday at 2. And of course, group meets tomorrow at 10. So if you want and need more support, you know where to find me. And I just am very grateful to have seen you today, and I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day. Tracy said, thank you. I will take away to breathe at meals. Okay, amazing, Tracy. And you have all the wisdom inside of you. And I wish you a speedy recovery. Joanne said, thank you. Have a great day. Yeah, thanks so much. All right, bye, everyone. Bye.